Hey everybody, I'm Caleb.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Will.
And we are Working Title! People, we are back for Death Note. This is episode 22, Guidance.
I don't know about you,
but I'm feeling 22 Guidance. Last on, Kira from the Among Us crew made himself known, and he tried to go out on a date with Misa. She's trying to play him right now, and meanwhile, Kira, the real Kira, and Elle are still tied up. Alright, so make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so you can still stick around and be there for the first Death Notes that drop. You can also go to Patreon to get those 2 to 3 weeks early access. And we love you. Hope you're having a great day, and we're gonna punch it. See ya.
Then once you're fully convinced on the real thing, you and I can get married.
And so, based on what he said, Higuchi is Kira.
Why did it echo so hard when she said Kira? I don't know.
Big room.
I knew Amani would do almost anything for light, but to think that she would actually go this far. If criminals do stop dying after this, it will make it difficult to determine a critical element, how Kira conducts his murders.
He wants to get him to murder
How did you get
again.
Higuchi to confess?
Easy, that guy's totally in love with me.
At any rate, even if we do arrest Higuchi, we're not going to do it until we're certain that criminals have stopped dying. Let me think about this for a moment.
Yeah,
An update on the current situation, please.
everything's going smoothly. We should be able to track
Alright.
70% of their movements using our cameras.
I was like, who's this again?
What
Random
about
people.
outside the office?
That's not going to be possible with just Watari and me.
What if we focus solely on Higuchi?
Higuchi? I've only been able to enter the houses of 5 of the men so far. But Mido, Namikawa, and Higuchi all have super high-tech security systems.
Alright, then begin installing microphones, trackers, and cameras, but not in the house. Instead, just put them in every car.
What?
Oh, if Higuchi had been bugged earlier, I would have been in big trouble.
Yeah, that was something I shouldn't even think of.
Light, I'm sorry to keep coming back to this topic.
Oh
I'll
no.
just get right to the point.
Jeez,
What
here
is
we go.
Do you remember killing anyone, I mean?
Are you still going on about that? Look, I'm not kidding. How many times do
I just want you to answer the question. Well, do you remember?
No.
I'd like you to thoroughly analyze my current theory. Light Yagami used to be Kira. Kira's power has somehow passed on to another person. Light Yagami now has no memory of ever being Kira. I need your analysis based on these assumptions. Do you think you could do that for me?
How is he so close?
Yeah.
He literally is
Try.
on the fucking, like, right on it.
Light
He already
Yagami
knows.
used to be Kira. Kira's power has somehow passed on to another person. Was that because Light Yagami wanted it to happen? Or was it
Government's
someone else
brainwashing
who
and transferring.
Who gave him the power?
Whoa.
Was it that person
Whoa.
who passed Light's powers to someone else?
Just had a demon.
Ryuk. I feel like he was, like, imagining Ryuk. Oh god. Does he remember?
Brain blast time.
Given your premise, it would be my will.
Oh.
Yes, of course. If we believe that this was the work of some being watching us from above, then we'd have to accept that they are impossible to catch. Not to mention, I'd already be dead. Or at the very least, I'm being made to be a fool by eternally dancing in the palm of someone's hand.
Yep.
It's highly unlikely that such a being exists.
Well,
Unfortunately.
there it is.
It was Kira. Thank you, Light.
So, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to trick Higuchi using Sakura TV.
Like a hidden camera show!
What?
We'll use the Kira special that Demegawa airs every week. We'll book a 3-hour time slot.
We'll get Namikawa to call him and say, "This is bad. Turn on your TV." That should be enough to get him watching.
Oh, I get it. So we'll be using Iber then. You'll reveal that he was a spy all along.
No, I'm afraid you're incorrect. We will not be using
No,
either.
you're wrong. Who, Miso? He just went out.
Whoever appears on the show has to be someone who Higuchi believes he'll be able to kill. In other words, it has to be someone whose name he can look up easily.
But we're never gonna find a person like that, are we?
Oh
You're
no.
the only one who can do it.
Matsu!
Matsu.
You wanted to be useful, buddy.
He already died.
You're gonna die twice.
Higuchi will probably realize from the announcement in the silhouette that it's the manager, Taro Matsui.
Higuchi would feel cornered. He'd have no choice but to find out the manager's name as soon as
Nice.
possible. We can anticipate what actions he'll take.
We'll witness his killing method. After that, we arrest him.
And then the supernatural becomes natural.
Yes.
If Higuchi can kill by simply looking at someone's face,
Or at
just
least
like the second kid,
Plausible.
Or at least reasonable to
consider
like
him right.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Matsuda will have to decide if he wants to go through with this plan.
Come on, buddy, you got this. I believe in you. For the cause.
I mean, in fairness, he doesn't know that.
I don't need 2 or 3 days to decide.
Okay, alright.
I want to do this.
Trooper!
He doesn't know his real name, right?
Trooper! No.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a cover name.
Although they don't know if he has the, the Shimigami eyes or not, so.
That is also true.
That's, you can also
That is also true.
die.
Come on, Will, that won't happen.
Insert Pokemon Ghost here.
Well, I'm here with this private meeting.
Namikawa, tell me who you think is
That guy looks like the Titan with the chubby face. But like more of like this a longer face, you know what I'm talking about?
Shimura can't be Kira. He was the one who came crying to me about how he can't go along with Kira's crimes anymore.
Really? But if Mido had turned out to be Kira, he would have been killed.
No.
They're teaming. This is
You
cheating.
and Nino would have been successful on
They
your own.
definitely are teammates.
There's no way either of you would need to hold those stupid meetings.
Well, then it looks like we all know the truth already. It's Higuchi, isn't it?
It's
so easy.
Namikawa speaking.
It's L. Before I go on, are you by yourself?
No,
And just act like it's a normal call again.
I don't think there's any need for that. One of the people here with me was just expressing his suspicions about your last phone call.
Who is that on the line? Namikawa.
It's L.
Damn!
Now, Mido and Shimura are here.
Huddle
as well.
team.
It's fine.
Tonight I'm gonna catch Kira. But I'll need a favor from you.
This is the gathering I like.
The gathering of the
For
minds.
Higuchi.
What? You know that it's him?
Ha! So even the great L can be tricked. Based on your reaction, I'm now 100% certain that Higuchi is Kira.
Namikawa was pretty smart, huh? But then I always thought he was from looking at
Shut up, they can hear you on the phone!
Is that Misa? The famous actress Misa?
It seems it really was Higuchi. He'll be captured tonight, apparently.
I doubt it though.
It's been about 3 days since I stopped killing criminals. That should be good enough, shouldn't it?
Rem's just like,
Higuchi, we've got a problem. Turn on the television. Check out Sakura TV.
Higuchi, we got a
One
problem.
of those people is Kira, right?
Yes, I've got a lot of evidence.
Why did they choose that voice?
Alvin!
Probably a host that is Sakura TV.
No, it's more than that. At the beginning of the show, he said that he overheard a meeting between 8 people.
Then one of them was killed by Kira, and now there are only 7 left. The man who died was Mr. H.
Mr. H. Hattori.
Mr. H wanted to leave the meeting and was killed by Kira because of that.
You can't be any of the others. There's no benefit for them to do this. But no one else knows about the meetings, do they? Damn it, who is it? What? Wait. Could it be?
Yay.
Oh!
It's him.
What?
It's Misa's manager. Matsui, that's his name. Why is he still alive? Just to be careful, I went home that night and wrote his name in the notebook like it was written on his business card. Why is he still alive?
You're gonna have to take drastic measures,
The
sir.
manager using his stage name? Is that possible? I have to kill him.
It's him. been debating for a long time whether or not I should make this announcement. But now that I'm here, I know I've done the right thing in coming forward.
Oh, man.
This is bad.
Yeah, it is.
I'll make the announcement.
I'm nervous. I don't know what he's gonna do.
I'm watching, but I don't think we could stop it.
No one believes this program, so we'd only make ourselves look suspicious if we stop it. Besides, there shouldn't be anything to worry about. The guy revealed his face earlier. Everyone knows it's really Taro Matsui.
Since one of us 7 has to be Kira, that should mean Taro Matsui will soon be dead.
Right.
Of course, I'm the only one who knows or even suspects that Taro Matsui isn't his real name. That means if I say anything, it'll reveal the fact that I'm Kira.
Great place,
Yeah,
man.
that's true. I'll talk to you later.
He's like, it's fine. It's fine.
Ryuzaki, Mogi is in position and
Shaking in his boots.
My legs are shaking.
Mogi.
Yes, it's time for phase 2. Everything's as planned.
Ascension.
No, Mr. Higuchi, pleasure to hear from you.
Ascend from darkness.
Lisa's taking a much-needed vacation right now. She should be back by tomorrow morning, though. You can reach her then. I'm asking you where she is now. Well, that's private information. She's requested it.
That's private information.
I'll have her contact you tomorrow. First thing.
I know his face. I could kill him at any time if only I knew his name.
This is going exactly as I planned. It's almost scary. But you shouldn't be
Yeah, that
scared.
is. That's
You should be
insane.
happy.
I'm patching you in.
You shouldn't be scared, you should be happy.
President of Yoshida Productions.
God, I'm so smart.
Then what was his real name?
I think it was Yamada. No, wait. Yamashita. And his first name was... I'm sorry, I can't remember.
Don't screw with me. Why the hell can't you remember the names of the people you hire?
We're on our first company vacation in 2 years. But if you want to know that badly, I'll give you the PIN code for the office lock. You can go in yourself and look it up.
Oh!
The personnel files are in the desk at the back to the left. You'll find them filed in the bottom.
Get him on camera.
Alphabetically. And I'm pretty sure it was Yamashita.
They're going to announce at the end of the program.
Wait, he's gonna.
I have 2 hours.
Yes.
No!
It's time, Will.
No! We can't have this.
So what's he gonna do?
Oh, he's got the blicky.
Rah! They waited too long.
2D, 3D model car.
The chase is ensued.
I see Higuchi. He's only carrying a single bag. I'm in pursuit.
Firearm.
Rocket launcher is sent.
He's still going.
Her name's Weddy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll kill him. I'll kill him no matter what. I've come this far, I won't let them stop me. I'm not giving up until I have everything.
Do they have? Is everyone? Dude, wild.
Creepy.
Oh, frick, man.
Bro's got the Joker laugh.
I want him to get caught now, damn it.
want to see him get caught
No!
Let's ramp it up, baby. That's when the rocket launcher hits him from the motorcycle.
Nice.
Thank you.
That was hype.
Right? Thank you.
Should have taken his hand with
Thank you. Alright, guys, that was episode 22, Guidance.
Dude. That is a plan that worked out too perfectly. Everything went just perfect.
Don't be scared, just be
as
happy.
planned.
Just be happy, yeah.
Congrats, your plan is very good, sociopath.
It's just wild though. Like when you're in a, I mean, of course, this is a very extreme situation. But when you're in any situation where there's like a lot of factors that play in, personalities, people, things that you can't account for, and you're like, all right, I think this is a good enough plan, and then it all just happens exactly like you want it. You're like, wait a minute, am I God? Have I become beyond?
Is my will bond for the world?
Yeah.
Alright, I really wanted to try to frame a question that would be fun for you guys when it came to the Light and Kira being separate.
Okay.
There's no way to make it not morbid in a sense, and it's also a little bit unfair because we're not insane.
Sociopaths?
We're not sociopaths like L, as far as I'm aware. Sorry, as Light, as far as I'm aware. Maybe just internally all of us. Me. Maybe I just am the only one. But hold on. So, Light, without the Kira portion, is currently this like puppy dog type of guy. Like he's, we've talked about like how innocent all of a sudden he becomes when he's not attached to the book. So he's now faced with the situation of L's theoretical, which is let's say you were the Kira, and then I think they end up gauging it in the way of, let's say there's a overwhelming force that like you set up. He didn't really explicitly say this, but we as the audience know this is what has been set up for L. So say that you are given this scenario by the best detective in the world, and he is deduced that Will, Caleb, Sam, I believe you're the killer, and it's only passed on, and you have to work under that assumption. How would you feel about yourself, almost in a sense of like you have to dodge your own bullet? Would you try to protect yourself? Like it's such a, I don't even know how to phrase the question, but I'm trying to put myself in Light's shoes.
Are you saying that, are you asking if you were Light in that situation,
right,
would you lie to protect yourself?
Right.
Or would
Yes.
you... Okay.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
So you made it 100% easier.
Okay.
Also knowing the type of person Light is, even though he seems puppy dog-ish, do you think there would be more going on in his mind to maybe protect himself in a sense? Because he's like super genius, even outside the Kira part. Would you think he would have to try to create some like protection plan for himself? And like, how would you go about doing that?
As Light normal, not Kira Light?
Yeah, as like, because that's what Kira is hoping, is that Light can figure this all out, but also not come under fire in the meantime.
Yeah, it's tough because, I mean, last episode we got the whole, his whole thought process of like, dang, if I had this power, like Kira behaved originally just as I would,
right.
And now it's different. So now I really do feel like, I felt like Light was even pretty close to the assumption that it was him at that point anyways. I think the part of the problem is that because he doesn't remember, there's still a layer of, not innocence, but like, that I am innocent. Because I wasn't actively doing it. You know what I mean? Like he was brainwashed, mind-controlled. The whole, like, Winter Soldier argument. You know what I mean? Like, of him not being fully in control so he can make a case for himself that, like, I didn't do this. Because in reality, I know we've talked about, or I kind of brought up the idea of Kira being like a thing rather than it being Light itself, which seems not as true because Light said he would do this the same way. But even in L's assumption that this could be like the other case, if it's not, he said Light held on to the power for so long that to me it makes it seem as if Light was the one that was in control and passed it on to someone else. Mm-hmm. But the other option would be a third person or a third being or entity is the one that's passing it along.
Yeah.
Which seems, unlikely, or, they'd all be dead already.
Yeah.
I feel like the only thing is that Light could try and play into that, but they're already dealing in the supernatural, so like, why wouldn't that be
an option? An
option, anyways. I mean, they it's not like they dismiss that kind of stuff very quickly in the show. Like, oh, you're crazy. That's not a thing. But like, they kind of just take it on the chin and be like, well, it's probably more likely that Light is the guy. I don't know what you do for yourself. Like, do you?
Well, I guess how I'll phrase it is this, because this show kind of works outside the realm of plausible. So let's say in a more realistic sense, Light does see him. Light, when he was Kira, saw his killings as justifiable, even if we don't personally agree with it. So let's say that we each know somebody in this world who's the worst person you could think of, and if you got the chance to do it, you could, but you drank and you completely forgot about it, and now it's out of your mind, and people know that this person is dead. They don't know that he's a bad person, but only you would know that type if they said that he was a bad person. And say that we are now dealing with the situation where the cops think you're the killer. They tell you that this person that they don't know is horrible, but you know is horrible in real life, just died. Would you try to cover yourself? So you know that they've done like the most atrocious thing.
I mean, you have to,
right? That's what I'm wondering.
You can't especially if you think that you didn't do it, or if you think there's a realm of possibility that you didn't do it. You have to defend yourself at that point.
Because I feel like I would try to defend myself.
Well, of course, you don't want to... even if you...
if I knew they did something horrible and then they're telling me that I did it, they think I did it while I was drunk. Do I follow through on their idea, or do I try to,
I would need...
lie and get myself out of it? Even as my current opinion thinks I didn't do it, I try to defend myself all the same.
I mean, I think you try and defend yourself. I don't know if necessarily, if you're in the mindset of, oh, I'm a good person, I didn't do this, is lying, the right option, because then you're kind of just feeding more into your bad portion.
Right.
But still, it's I think the one thing that's tough is that this entire show, or Elle's entire theory of everything, is all, they're all propositions. Nothing is really ever based on, concrete evidence.
Because that's what they've always been working with.
Yeah, it's not like there's a smoke. And in fairness, you're not going to find a smoking gun with this, but they always just go off of these theories. So for me to if it was me and you had to convince me that I did something, I'm I got it. We gotta have video or DNA or some type of proof that shows I did something. Because I'm not gonna be the fall guy for. Because what if you're the fall guy for the Kira? You know what I mean? What if what if you end up becoming fall guy for the next Kira? Or if you're not even sure if there really is that third being entity. I don't know. I feel like if it was me, I would definitely try and defend myself in that situation. I don't think I would just roll over and be all right, guys, I guess you're right. I guess I am Kira, LOL.
I guess in that mind state where you would just have to hope that Light, if he ever wanted to protect himself, he would have to analyze the people who have died and think to himself, do I think these people deserve to live?
Yeah.
Without the death note being a part of that.
Yeah.
He would have to go and find a sheet of the people and see if there's reasons why they're dead.
Yeah. They just need to find that fucking first book.
Right.
That's the smoking gun.
That is the smoking gun. If you can find
that gun is the smoking gun if the gun was on fire and covered in oil, because it has
literally the list of every
person that's been murdered in Light's handwriting, so you could just have him
write something down.
Since he's the number one suspect, write down a name and be it matches exactly with how he wrote it here. So that must be him.
But Elle should have that kind of stuff documented to a degree. At least everybody with a hardtack in the past 2 years or however long the show's gone on for. And if Light could just at least take a look back, could that help him in the long run?
But does he even have memory of that time, though?
That's one good problem. The other good problem is, does he care enough to even believe that he's the Kira?
Yeah.
Because he currently refuses to believe that idea. So he's never even really
he slightly entertains it over a couple of times to himself.
Right.
Anytime Elle says it, he's there's no way! But then he's maybe I did. Because it's kind of how I do things, or I think of things.
Yeah. I guess just myself, I would want to go and figure out who's the person they're accusing me of, what could they potentially be guilty of. To even protect myself if they say it's under a brainwashing, drunken state, a non-sober state.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to pose that. Throw that out there.
That's a tough question.
It is. I didn't really know how to phrase it.
You're choosing yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Over the evil.
Right. Exactly.
Never back down.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
never back down, even if you're 100% guilty.
Even if you're 100% wrong. You always fight for yourself, even when you were 1,000%.
Even if there's video
wrong.
evidence of you killing a man, be nah, it wasn't me, bro.
Okay, well, that's not what I'm
saying. We got the union of both camps coming together today because the council
is sick of Kira.
They don't want to die. They know that's the good old way of trying to build a union. You know so deep in yourself you're not the killer. You got to find people that feel that conviction as well. I would have, just my own personal opinion, I think they did give a little brief explanation. I would kind of want a deeper dive as to how they feel that they could have trusted the three people at this meeting.
Yeah.
Like, in my mind, I guess, in my more untrustworthy mind, if I was to invite people I were suspicious of, I feel like the killer would want to be a part of the gathering to try to rule out the people that are trying to file you out.
Yeah.
And then I also wouldn't know what to think of the people that wouldn't show up. Like, the bald dude said, hey, leave me out. Leave me out. It's like, does that make him sus, or should that clear him? Should that make him, like, good to go? Because he doesn't want to concern himself. That puts him out of the target because he wants to keep it running.
Yeah.
I don't know, because the killer did the same exact thing. He also wasn't a part of this. And it seemed like they had suspicions of him.
Well, they suspected, like, 3 other people, or 2 other people as well, so...
Because of their personal... how they act, I guess, as a group. Yeah.
So, yeah, they've formed an alliance, and they've fallen into Elle and Light's plan to fake announce that Kira is real by using Matsuri, right?
Matsuda,
sorry.
Matsuri is his fake name.
Right.
Close.
Yeah, and that worked out really well, too. I just like the whole, like, oh, we'll use a veil, and then they'll knock it over. Oh, no, we have to cover him. Throw a jacket on his head, like, no.
I think
throw a pile of coats over him. You don't see him.
I think my favorite portion of the episode was you being like, but if he gets caught, that means... And it's like, well, yeah, it's going to happen eventually. Somebody's going to have to get caught with this at some point.
Bro!
At least maybe they're going to get caught. But it looks like he's going to get caught.
Yeah.
There's a big stack up against him. And it seems like there's a ruling class that's ready to knock him the hell out.
Yeah.
So things can keep going.
I'm just curious. I mean, he got a gun on him. Is he going to... Yeah, well, like, is he going to off himself? Or is he going to... shoot his way out? I mean, they at least have 4 guys with guns, you know? I'm not sure who else is going to show up at this point.
And then, honestly, like, the best plan that he could possibly do is not do anything. He gets called out, and then they have to prove it.
Yeah.
They have to prove it. So, this guy's not as smart. And they did say that. They said he's not the smartest guy at the council. That's why he brought the other dude on who's even more of a dummy so that he can feel superior.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the best thing to do is say nothing, because when you're dealing with supernatural, they got to prove it, not you. You say nothing.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And I mean, the police aren't even on this, like, you know, they're not going to be able to, like, legally go search his house. And I mean, not that it seems like Elle really cares about that all too much anyway, since they've broken plenty of laws in the time of investigating this. But, you know, it's not like they have the police force on their side that'll really, like, push to catch the dude. But, yeah. I just, at this point, so, even if Elle, or Light, rather, has come to this conclusion that it is him, because he seemed to kind of believe it in that moment. He's like, yeah, I'm rock, you know, I'm following your premise. That makes sense. This whole theory makes sense based off the premise you had. He seemed kind of defeated about that. If he knows it's him, it's like, it's not enough, you know. I almost wonder if he has to come in contact with the Death Note to see the Shinigami. Or can he just come to the conclusion that this was him the whole time on his own and then continue acting as Kira, even though he doesn't have access to the Death Note? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he gets to the point where he really believes it was him, but he doesn't know how he did it because he doesn't have the Death Note. So, you know, of course, unless Misa tells him.
Yep.
But still, regardless.
Another option.
I just don't know what Light does in this instance. Because I feel like he's going to have to figure it out soon. Because I feel like this guy is he'll buckle under pressure and give up Rem fast. And if he gives up Rem, then...
Also, what do you do?
When you find out it's something supernatural?
Well, yeah, what happens when we hit the singular point of there's a Death Note? How do you hide that? How does Light even know to hide it, if that's a thing? Say it falls into Matsuda's hands first. Say it falls into Mochi's hands first, or to Chief Yagami.
Yeah.
I mean,
What are they
there's
gonna do?
many variables. The only saving factor is Misa, who already is aware of the thing, if she can get to it first. But how does that, like, because that's what I mean about, like, light when it comes to, like, securing yourself. Because it's like somebody else getting to the bottom before you do. Somebody figuring it out before you do. And how much danger that can put you in when you see the demon. Right.
Demo.
Yeah, fun episode.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Very
for this.
cool.
Yo! Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel. You know what's going to be happening soon, so check out the Patreon if you want to be the first to see them before they drop on YouTube, and we'll see you in the next reaction. Punch it!